It's time to talk about politics, specifically presidential campaigns. What are some of the strangest campaigns you could think of? Whether it be some of the chaos around some of the 2016 election, or a bit of a throwback for some of the older people in the audience, the Burr-Hamilton duel, in which Aaron Burr Jr. and Alexander Hamilton basically dueled each other because they basically were in like strong opposition with each other in like the political race. And so they just challenged each other to a gunfight because politics were cool back then. You could just shoot your political opponent if they agreed to it. Or let's get even crazier with the Louisiana GOP Senate Rob Maness. I don't know how to say that name.
I'm Rob Maness, and here in Louisiana, you'll learn to be tough.
You fucking just wrestled an alligator on live television just to basically hone in some analogy about people in Washington being alligators snipping on your tax dollars.
Louisiana needs a senator that will stand up to the career politicians and the alligators.
Like, what? Why do you do this? Leave the alligator alone. Or here's a really strange one. What if you were running for president, but your political opponent was a literal corpse? In 1872, Ulysses S. Grant had a pretty chill run because his opponent, Horace Greeley, literally died while they were running against him. This was happening during like the finalization of them going through the electoral votes and everything too, so it was already too late. When the dude fucking died, it was basically like, oh, I guess the other dude wins. Cool. You outlived him. Congratulations. Now, the approach of the next dude is one that I think I would like run with if I were running for president. This dude's approach was basically just threatening the audience into voting for him. And it's probably one of the funniest political ads I've seen. Watch this.
If you are the sexual predator and sociopath who murdered my sister Lynette, and you come to my front door to do harm to my girls, I'm gonna use my Glock to blow your balls off.
The approach of the next dude is pretty stupid. So, what if you went into a political campaign ad and opened up your ad with you admitting to soliciting a prostitute? Watch this.
I'm Jerry Springer, and I want to be your governor. Now, after sharing some specific solutions for our unemployment and education problems in this state, it looks like the nomination is finally within grasp, which makes what I'm about to tell you even more difficult. Some 9 years ago, I spent time with a woman I shouldn't have, and I paid her with a check. I wish I hadn't done that, and the truth is, I wish no one would ever know. But in the rough world of politics, opponents are not about to let personal embarrassments lay to rest. Perhaps like you, I'm not sure what any of this has to do with being governor, but maybe my talking to you about this makes a point. Ohio is in a world of hurt. The next governor is going to have to take some heavy risks and face some hard truths. I'm prepared to do that. This commercial should be proof. I'm not afraid, even of the truth, and even if it hurts. Come on, join me on June 8th. We're going to turn the state around.
Jerry Springer, Democrat for governor.
Like, the dude basically opens up the political ad with admitting to soliciting a prostitute and being like, well, I told you the truth. You should go with me because I tell the truth. Like, what? What kind of like weird logic is that? Okay, this next one is pretty famous. In 2004, during a speech, Democratic candidate Howard Dean began screeching and screaming all the names of the states where he was heading to campaign, with him just releasing this huge screech that would basically kill his entire like political campaign. This was like called the Dean Scream, and it just completely doomed his candidacy.
And you know something? You know something? Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
Now, this one is the one that you probably are most interested in because I put it in the thumbnail and title. This one is the legend of the pig who ran for president named Pigasus. In 1968, a pig ran for president in the United States of America, with him being nominated by the Youth International Party in Chicago, Illinois. Essentially what the group was like an anti-establishment kind of group, and so they did this to kind of mock political campaigns and such. But they were taking this absolutely seriously, with them demanding that they take this presidential pig as a serious candidate in the upcoming race. And they wanted the whole 9 yards too. They wanted the US Secret Service protection, and they wanted the White House foreign policy briefings to all be part of this political pig's campaign. Do you know how the government responded though to this pig just trying to live out his dreams of becoming a president? They fucking arrested him. They arrested the people that were basically trying to get this pig running for president, along with putting the pig in his own little police wagon and taken to the Chicago Anti-Cruelty Society. All of this was happening while one of the party members was reading an acceptance speech for Pigasus, resulting in the police being like, okay, this is getting out of hand, and they just arrested everyone there. Like, what? That's bullshit. One of the funniest parts about this whole arrest too is one of the members of this whole society that was trying to get this pig elected later said that when the policeman came to the jail cell and said, "You all are going to jail for the rest of your lives," the pig squealed on you. Luckily though, they were all released on like a $25 bond. But this wasn't the end of Pigasus and his run-ins with the police, because this whole arrest went so far that there was a literal trial that we have a transcript of. Essentially, the pig and the political party were charged with disorderly conduct, disturbing the peace, and just bringing a pig to Chicago. This resulted in the defense basically saying that the Democratic Party was basically doing the same thing, which I think is a pretty funny counter argument. This trial was being covered by a lot of news companies too, with like NBC and CBS covering the entire trial. It was pretty funny. Probably the funniest thing out of this entire trial was people trying to justify why the pig was running for president within the party, with them being like, oh, we talked to like the members that we need to. He's a totally legitimate presidential pig, which I mean, obviously not. This story has a bit of a sad ending though, because after this trial and the whole arrest ordeal, the pig went missing. Essentially, there was a lot of conspiracies around like if the police ate him or like what happened to the pig, and we don't really know. Even if he did eventually get eaten by police officers, they did eventually hold their own inauguration for the pig, with them just celebrating and in their own head saying that the pig won. It's a fun little wholesome story, and it's a really fun like little political goof, kind of like the dude who runs around with like the boot on his head running for president every year. What are some of the strangest political campaigns and ads you've seen though? Let me know down below, and if you enjoy this kind of content, leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I love making this kind of stuff, and I'm hoping to make more videos in this kind of vein in the future. But for now, this is Sleep, and thank you guys for hopping on by for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. See ya!